Nice. Nice.
I've been a mountain biker for about 12 years now, but I've only been a dad for about 2 months, and it turns out combining the two comes with its challenges. Mountain biking is a dangerous sport, and it's also quite time consuming. And so since we've had our new daughter, I have had some internal debates as to how I'm going to approach it. Now, historically, I've been primarily a cross-country rider, and that's mostly because it's really good fitness and it's also a little bit less dangerous, and you can do it nearly anywhere in the world. And I've done a handful of races around the West. Sadie and I even biked across Spain. But here recently, about 2 weeks after our daughter was born, even after a long night, I signed up for a small local race near us, and somehow everything came together, and I was able to win a race for the first time in my class, of course.
Sport male, 30 plus, Chase Christopher and Benjamin Dawson in the house, beating the children. Sport male 2900, Logan Beard and Scotty Weinman.
Now, I'm not sure how that race came together after not getting very good sleep and not training as much as I normally do, but I was pumped it did, even if it was just the amateur class, because most of the time training recently has been spent just in the garage, and I've not been getting as many hours as I normally would. But that's okay, because I knew this was coming, and it is certainly worth it. And through this, it's had me thinking a lot about the role and responsibility of a new dad. I know a lot of people talk about how after they become a parent, their hobbies tend to go out the window, and oftentimes they say they haven't done something in many years. And so I got to thinking about that, and I know there's examples of people who are different than that, but I couldn't help but think about how with our kids, I don't want them to grow up and have only stories about back when mom and dad were exciting and adventurous and living a full life. I want that to be true all the way through till the end. Now, I know it'll look a little different, and that's okay, but it definitely motivates me and makes me realize that it's not my job to eliminate all risk and fun from my life in order to facilitate taking care of our new kid. We can do it at the same time and just approach it in a little bit different way, maybe slower and more responsible, just chipping things off slower. So while I've had these big lines on my mind for years over at the bike park, and maybe in the past I might have considered just sending it all in one day, I realized that it's okay if I spend months doing the exact same smaller trails over and over and over and over, just slowly working up the skills so that eventually I can check off the bigger lines in a more safe and prepared way. So I've been putting the miles in on Sadie's bike and taking it to its limits, but fortunately recently she green-lighted me going to grab a new bike. So I picked up a new enduro bike on Facebook because I needed something that had a little more suspension forgiveness so that when I do try these big lines, if I don't make some of the jumps, I've got some forgiveness and I'm not just going to destroy the bike. So this is my new to me YT Capra. New bike, beautiful sunset. Let's go. The night I got the bike, I got out and started getting comfortable on it, and I spent the next couple weeks doing more of the same on trails that I was already very familiar with. And now, if you're wondering what makes this bike different than any other mountain bike, the two big things that are different from my other bikes to this one are the suspension and the geometry. So the suspension is bigger, more robust, it has more travel, and so it's just more forgiving when you land hard off of jumps, or if you make a mistake and you come up short. It's just less likely to have catastrophic issues. And that's something that I wanted in my back pocket as I approach these bigger lines. And then also the geometry. So it's just laid out to where it has a little bit longer wheelbase, and things are arranged to where it's more stable at high speeds and can just handle the tight technical terrain really well. It's almost like a four-wheel drive off-road as opposed to a Porsche, which would be like my other bike, where my other bike's really fast and light, but off-road there's a high chance of causing some major damage. So that's the new bike. I also picked up some new safety gear, a new full face helmet, chest protector, and some knee pads. That way, if I do go down, I'll have a little more protection to hold me through.
Well, I'm already feeling way better on this bike than I have on any of my others. That suspension in the back just gives me so much forgiveness that my confidence goes way up. I just feel like I can send it, and if I don't land perfectly, it's gonna be fine. Whereas before, I was always like, if I don't land perfect, I either break my bike or crash. So, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to hit those features over there. That one definitely scares me. It's not massive, but I just feel like if you were to go long, it'd be super scary because you have to land like perfectly in that first half so you can preload in the second half to roll off. You can't just actually roll off. But it looks like so much fun. People make it look really easy, so maybe it is, but the mental block for the first time isn't. And then the jump down there. That one's even bigger. I'm excited though. We'll have it soon.
So I called it a day, and I came back a few days later to start tackling one of the other lines that I'd been eyeing. It's a little bit smaller and felt like a good bridge to help prepare me for the big one.
Okay, so this line right here, this jump, one's below it, and then the wood feature at the top, I've been eyeing for months and just didn't have the courage to give it a go with my old bikes. So I'm gonna start chunking off little pieces, and this upper middle section is, I think, the most doable. So here it goes. Let's see if I can stay upright. I don't know why this thing's so scary. It's not very big, but I haven't hit it yet, so I feel like I should change that right now. That was good. We did it.
Now this feature isn't very big, but it is intimidating, so getting it done was nice and it helped to get some momentum going. And there was another guy riding who was willing to tow me in to help show me the speed for the rest of the line. So throughout the afternoon, I just slowly chipped away. I'd add one more jump per run and then go back to the top, and as long as it felt good, I'd do it again and add one more each time. So eventually I was able to work my way through most of the line that day.
Well, that was a big win. Got like the top 2/3 of one of the two lines that I've been eyeing for months. So pumped. Also, people around here are so helpful. They're usually younger than me, but they're always willing to show me the way, and I love it.
Later that week, some family came to visit to meet our daughter for the first time, and I was lucky enough to get to take my little sisters on their first ever mountain bike ride. They had never been on a trail of any sort before, and they crushed it. And then the following day, I even convinced my mom to get on a mountain bike, which I was a little bit nervous about, but I've pushed her past her limits in the past in many ways, and so this was just another episode, and I was praying she'd stay upright, which she did, and I was so impressed that even after a lifetime of not being on a trail and being terrified of falling, she jumped in the saddle and sent it.
Just click, 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 click. Yep. There you go. Yep. Perfect. Nice. There you go.
They did super well, and none of them crashed somehow, other than some little scrapes on their chins.
Yeah, no,
they all left with mostly smiles, and so I hope they come back and ride some more. But after this trip, they headed home, and we ended up getting a little bit sick, and I was knocked down pretty hard for a week or so and wasn't able to ride at all. So once I started to recover, it was time to restart on my journey.
Not feeling quite as sick. Still out of breath way too early, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hit that drop. Then I'm gonna hit those jumps that I've already hit. And I'm gonna start scouting out the big wood tabletop and wood wall ride and the wood jump, the log jump. That big wood ramp is probably the scariest one for me. Wall ride, not as scary, but it's a left turn, which I don't know why, but I always kind of kick to the right. So that's gonna be awkward. Might have to slowly work into that one, but this one here, this is the one. It's really not crazy big, but you have to land on the top and boost off of the top. You can't land late and roll it because the angle ain't right. You'll case it. So, just gotta bump, bump, land, wall ride, wood ramp. Medium speed. Worst case scenario, I can bail out up there either by breaking out or coming off the side or something, I don't know.
The last and final piece on this run was the least intimidating, and it's at the start. It's this big drop, and I linked up with some friends who were riding in the area and decided that this was going to be my goal for the night. I was going to hit the drop, and then depending on how I felt, I would slowly start chipping off the rest of the features over the coming days.
Okay, step one is the drop. This one should be easy. We're just gonna do it. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, man.
The drop felt pretty easy, so I headed back to the top and did a few more laps just to get some reps in, get things feeling comfortable so that when I come back in a few days to do the whole run, this is no longer an obstacle, and I was feeling pumped.
Well, I'm all padded up because I'm feeling pretty good today, and there's a kid here who I've ridden with before who I think might be able to coach me through it. So, padded up, knee pads, chest pad, dad mode, ready to send it.
On my way to the top, I ran into a guy who I had watched do some laps, and he was super dialed, and he offered to tow me in. So I very gratefully accepted it, and we dove right in. Drop was coming first, but that was feeling okay, and next was the tabletop down mid-slope, and I was ready to check that thing off.
Oh, nothing. I did it. That wasn't that bad at all. And I built it up for a year. But I guess it's better to feel that way than to crash. Let's do it again. Oh, we got this. We got this, baby. Yeah.
After a couple laps over the tabletop and into the wall ride, I was starting to feel good, and so the last thing to check off was this big jump, and I was so pumped to finally clean the run. The rest of the jumps after that, I was already comfortable with because I had done them from the lower side. So here goes the final attempt at the full run.
Let's go! Oh man, thank you. Oh, that was rad. Everything.
What was your name?
Chase.
Chase, John.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. I've been wanting to do this for a couple weeks, and then I got sick, and so I've been waiting for a night like this.
Yeah,
I went way nose high because I was like, if I'm gonna case it, I'm gonna give some room. Didn't need it.
Yeah, you look
Yeah. Thank you. Whew. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like I look at it and I'm like, hey, it's nothing's massive, but it's intimidating enough.
I was so pumped to have finally checked off this entire line after looking at it for a year, dreaming about it for much longer than that, and training for many months. So I did a few more laps just to get comfortable and make sure that I was squared away. And that's when it
Nice. Well, that was a soft crash. Sorry about the burn. Let's start that one over. Oh, what a night. We did it. And I got some trail treasures along the way.
I was so pumped to have finally checked this trail off of my list after building it up in my head for over a year. It was super rewarding, probably even more than the race that I had won just a few weeks prior, because it is, well, it's more dangerous, and I'd built it up so much in my head, and with the kid on the way and then being born, I just didn't know if it was something that was going to be within my abilities and my risk tolerance. But with the safety equipment that I got and just taking a super slow approach, doing a little bit more each day and refining my skills, having the right equipment, I felt like it really was a very manageable approach. Even with the one little crash mixed in, I came out pretty well unscathed. And so I'm going to take this approach from here on out and continue developing my mountain bike skills and whatever other activities I want to do, even as a dad.